You know, in today's business world, it feels like just keeping your head above water isn't really winning, is it? So what if you could actually design your company not just to survive all the chaos, but to use it to get ahead? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that does exactly that. It's called the Business Resilience Framework. So let's just make this personal for a second. Think about your own organization. Is it built like a concrete bunker, just hunkered down, waiting for the next storm to pass? Or is it more like a sailboat, actually designed to harness the wind no matter which way it's blowing? That right there, that's the core question we're exploring. And honestly, the answer changes everything.
And the reason we have to ask this question is because of this one little acronym, VUCA. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. I mean, it's the perfect way to describe this constant storm that's become our new normal. And the thing is, old school, rigid business models just weren't built to handle it.
But what if there was a better way? A new blueprint that doesn't just brace for impact, but actually embraces this new reality? Well, that blueprint is the Business Resilience Framework, or as we'll call it, the BRF. And here's what's so smart about this whole approach. The BRF isn't about tearing everything down and starting from scratch. No way. It's much more clever than that. I want you to think of it like an operating system upgrade for your company. It takes everything you already do and just makes it run better, faster, and a whole lot more securely. At its heart, the principles are super practical. It's all about weaving adaptability and innovation right into your company's DNA. But, and this part is absolutely key, it's designed to build on the tools and processes you already have. And that means you get that long-term sustainability without the crazy, overwhelming costs of a massive overhaul. So how does it actually work? Well, the first step is all about strengthening your operational core. This is where you build a rock-solid foundation from the inside out, making your entire organization fundamentally stronger. And the very first major benefit you're going to see is this really powerful sense of enhanced operational stability. So what does that actually change? Well, your operations become pretty much disruption-proof because you're constantly and proactively spotting weaknesses. The payoff here is huge. When a crisis does hit, your revenue and your service levels stay steady while everyone else is scrambling. Okay, so with that stability as a foundation, the framework then adds another critical layer of defense: improved risk mitigation. This is where you make the big shift from being reactive to being proactive. By bringing in predictive tools and just having strong governance, you start seeing risks from a mile away. And the result? You dramatically reduce the financial and operational hit from any of those unforeseen events. But you know, a resilient business isn't just about systems and processes. This framework builds something that might be even more valuable: a true culture of resilience. This is where the human element really gets to shine. Your teams start to adopt this mindset of continuous learning, of collaboration. And why is that a game changer? Because a motivated, united workforce, that's not just some nice-to-have HR goal. It becomes your single greatest engine for productivity and innovation. Okay, so once you have that strong internal core, that's when you can start playing offense. This whole section is about turning that rock-solid foundation into a real, tangible competitive edge that fuels agility and, of course, growth. And the first weapon in your new offensive arsenal is something called strategic agility. What this means is your decision-making becomes way faster, way more flexible, because it's driven by real-time data, not guesswork. And all of a sudden, you're not just dodging threats anymore, you're the one seizing new opportunities and actively outmaneuvering your competitors. And that agility doesn't just lead to a few short-term wins. No, it powers something every single leader wants: sustainable progress and growth. You see, the BRF creates this built-in cycle of evaluation and learning. Think of it like an innovation flywheel that's just always spinning. This is how you avoid becoming obsolete. You stay relevant, and you get to achieve that kind of stable, long-term growth that, let's be honest, markets absolutely love.
And finally, all of these internal and external strengths, they combine to produce one of the most valuable assets any company can have: increased stakeholder trust.
Think about it. When your operations are transparent, when your supply chain is resilient, and your entire network is reliable, you build an incredible reputation. That trust becomes a magnet, just pulling in new investment, better partners, and the absolute top talent you need to keep on winning. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but it also sounds really expensive and disruptive. Well, this last part is maybe the most powerful piece of the whole framework: how you achieve all this resilience without the painful overhaul. Just take a look at this, because it perfectly illustrates the smart approach here. The BRF is all about optimizing the 85% you already have, not replacing it. It's a really targeted approach, integrating these new priorities right into your existing structure. It's all about being smart with your resources, not just throwing money at a problem. This really highlights the crucial difference between that old-school transformation and the BRF transition. The old way, it was disruptive, it was costly, and it burned out your teams. The BRF way is a smooth evolution. It builds on what's already there, it's efficient, and it integrates seamlessly into how you already work. In the end, this quote from the source material just sums it all up perfectly. The business resilience framework is a pragmatic and cost-efficient pathway. See, it's not some theoretical dream. It's a practical, real-world plan for achieving sustained success. And so that brings us right back to where we began. Now that you've seen the blueprint, I'll ask you one last time. Is your organization built to just survive, kind of hoping for the best? Or is it truly designed to thrive, ready to turn the next disruption into its single greatest opportunity? Because as this framework shows, that choice is entirely up to you.